That's a person that I've known of and have known in some capacity or another at one point in my life, and I don't remember past that. It's not so much important as to who she is, but what she states. Look at the content of the video. Don't look at it. Don't worry about who she is as much. Now, I can tell you that she's connected with the people that are making these arrests behind the backs of the people that are not doing their job yet. Okay?
Okay. And the other question is, have you gotten any response to the open letter?
No. Now, I timed it. I was going to put that out during the week. That's my way of doing things. I was going to start it out Monday morning and see where it went. And then I started thinking about how do you get things to go through the military. One of the best ways is called scuttlebutt. One of the best times to do that is Saturday morning, because then you have certain people in cleaning up stuff that was left over from the week, and you've got your normal skeletal crew. Incoming information, specifically that which is ambiguous. In other words, not necessarily directly pointing in any specific direction. And if you'll notice, I didn't title it that open letter to the military other than as an open letter to the military. Well, what am I supposed to do with this? Well, that means he's going to have to run it up the chain of command. But he's also going to read it, and he's going to go, wow, man, I think Joe down the hall needs to know about this. And he makes a little copy and makes sure Joe has a copy. You need to see this, man. Or he saves one, or however it works. You get scuttlebutt going. Now, scuttlebutt supposedly is not accurate. In this case, it's going to be pretty accurate. And the idea is to use it similarly as to the addressment of the troops that I did in order to start the rumor going around specifically here that there's something afoot that they need to make time for, take a good look at, maybe even contact me about. If, and here's the reason, if they contact me, I will call them to begin to take their action. And that if they need any assistance, backup, or anything like that, I'll make a few phone calls, and within about 2 days' time, they'll have as many people as they need at a specific location. The military, for their own benefit, need to say, yes, we're taking the action, but we need some help. That's all they need to say. And they will have a combination of every freedom-loving person, all the militias that we can muster, all of the people that have been underground saying, yeah, the military is our enemy. No, wait a minute. They just broadcasted that they could use our help. All militias? Man, we need to go find out about that. And when they do, they go down there and they find out, yeah, we need you to, if you got a unit, yeah, okay, we need to transport you over to here, and I'll show you on the map. There's a critical piece of infrastructure that we need to make sure survives right here. Can you guys hold that, you think? Well, of course we can. Bingo. Now, then you got the regular population. What can the regular population do?
Exactly what I was going to ask you.
They can't get away. They can help them put handcuffs on. They can direct traffic. I mean, name something. There's always something that needs to be done. So, yeah, we need to involve this whole country. It needs to stand up and say that the Illuminati's done, we're taking over, and we're going to make sure that the house is clean before anybody else moves in. Next question.
So how can we help with this open letter? Is that something that you recommend that we all pass around?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Okay.
Make that go out like free beer. Then I want everybody, when you get done sending it out, call the Pentagon and ask them about it. Did you get this letter? Okay. What letter? No, open letter to the military. Man, I've been hearing about that all day. I don't want to talk about it. Click. Yeah, but you just did. Now, there's a reason for calling the Pentagon. If the number keeps ringing busy, look in the directory online and find another one and call that number and ask them the same question. Burn their phone lines up. Let them know that the people are not only aware, but they're agitated. We want to get her done. We don't want to sit on it. We want to get her done. And I'm telling you, the message gets across when you do things like that. So this is what I'm asking people to do. And
right.
yes, I've called the Pentagon, and yes, I've talked to several people there, and nobody would give me an answer, which is common standard procedure as I understand it, irrespective as to the rank of the individuals involved. So, you know, if everybody and their mother-in-law calls, eventually it's going to make the news. What are they talking about? What letter? That's the idea. Then they're going to get free advertising they don't want. We've already done our part twice, and you guys are still sitting on it. What's going on with this? We need to make the change now.
Right, excellent.
Then that's the crux of it.
Okay, we have an hour and 15 minutes left in the program, and have several questions in the queue. And before we get to other questions, real quickly, Grammy J did want to talk for a minute, so let me bring her on. Grammy J, hello.
Well, hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, Brother Drake.
Hey, Grammy.
I just want to say one thing, that I am very proud of you, my brother, for going all the way today with what you really needed to say.
Well, I look at it as my patriotic duty to my country and my countrymen.
One of the things that has always amazed me is when, you know, the Great Spirit has been teaching me and leading me since I was born in 1948. I call that Great Spirit God. And it always amazes me when people say that through God all things are possible, except, of course, for the things they don't choose to believe in. History is taking place, whether people believe it or not, and they are in for some major surprises. And I'm very proud of you for going all the way. And that's the only thing I wanted to say. Love to all of you.
All right. Thank you, Grammy. Nice meeting you.
God bless you, Kimberly.
Thank you. Okay, so at this point, real quickly, people have been in the queue for some time, and I'm going to start bringing in some questions. And I just want to remind question people that please, it's really supposed to be like one or two questions. And when Drake is answering, if you would mute yourself personally, I'd appreciate that because it'll just keep down on the noise. So if all possible, keep yourself muted when Drake is conversing with you. So at this point, the first person in the queue is Tony, and he's been waiting for an hour and 45 minutes. And Drake, why don't you do me a favor? Do you want to set a time for another break? You want to take a couple questions and take a break? I just want to ask you that question also.
Oh, let's kind of go to the top of the hour. How's that?
Okay, so we'll do that. So we'll take questions for a little bit and then we'll take a break. Okay, so let's start with Tony. Tony, welcome, and are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, very well.
Okay. Drake, I want to thank you for taking the time today to put out this announcement, and I have a two-part question. Actually, it's three, but the third one depends on what the answer to the first two would be. My first question is, and maybe you've said it, but I had to go for a nature call, so I might have missed it, and if I did, I'm sorry. What happens if the military does nothing about the open letter?
Okay, that's very simple. ET's already in the process, and at the point that they complete the clearing, they will announce to us that the clearing has taken place. Now, if the military wants to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem, I strongly suggest they join in. If the military allows other people or other entities to do their job for them, it would seem to me that there's not a lot of use for the military. And I think they might want to stick around. I would like to keep them. And I think they need to make that a consideration. Now, the problem is we're on Sunday. There are not a lot of them listening one way or the other who might be able to do something about this. So I have to give them an allowance until sometime Monday. Okay? Next question.
Okay, great, thanks. That pretty much takes care of my second question, too. So if our galactic friends are willing to step in, if our military does nothing, why would there be then the two scenarios that you mentioned, the destruction of the planet or the prosperity of the planet, if they're going to act anyway from planetary affairs, why would there still be those two scenarios? Or did I miss something?
I'm trying to. Can you restate that real quick, clearly?
Yeah. Either I missed something, or I'm just trying to clarify here for myself. And if you said the answer to my first question is that if nothing is done with the letter, that our galactic friends will step in and do the job themselves. If that's the case, then why would there be the two scenarios that you mentioned? Which is, one scenario was what happens in the movie 2012, and the other one is us moving forward to our next level of evolution, I guess. Why would those two scenarios exist if our galactic friends are going to step in?
Okay, the two scenarios exist because the scenario depends on our actions. Either you want to keep what you got in terms of having a backyard at all, or you don't. And the choice is simple. Get off your butt and do something, or you get the 2012 scenario and then some. If you want something calm, cool, and peaceful in terms of transition, and I mean very peaceful in comparison, I suggest we get busy. Now, one of the things that is going to be needed is going to be the military. It's not a question of discounting them or tossing them aside or anything. It's a question of if we need them to be involved because of the hands involved. We need their organization, capability of maneuver, equipment, things of this nature. We're going to get new technologies, but we're also going to have a situation where every hand is on deck and everybody gets involved in this. If we do that, we can beat the timeline. There is a limitation to this. Before Mother Nature, Mother Earth, whatever you want to look at that as, starts shaking off the fleas. And we could beat that timeline. And she might quiver a bit here and there, and that'd be about it. Either that or we can have hurricanes and, 2012 scenario. I don't particularly like the idea of the 2012 scenario. The graphics were great, and I understand the idea, and I also understand the geophysics involved. It's not altogether inaccurate, much contrary to a lot of people's beliefs. So we have a choice, and our choice is survive or die, because they're not going to pull us all out of here. If we decide that we're going to want to sit on the couch with a cold beer instead of do something for ourselves, it's not that kind of a situation, and people need to be aware of that.
Okay, to understand you correctly, then, Drake, what you're saying is that the 2012 scenario is not dependent on what happens in response to this letter. And what you're saying is it depends on how we are prepared, how we ourselves are prepared spiritually when Earth transitions from the third dimension to the fourth dimension. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying we got to repair Mother Earth before we get to that point. If we don't get the Band-Aids out and take care of business, the 2012 scenario is your result. If we get busy with the Band-Aids to whatever extent we can, and I mean everybody, really working hard getting this done, cleaning up the oceans, cleaning up the pollution, doing what we can to take care of problems that Mother Earth should never put up with, removing some of the cancers that we have caused, then we have a smooth, nice transition.
Okay,
if not, you get 2012. Okay.
Okay, thanks. The third part of my question is, with this letter that you sent out, could we not do something along with that letter, as what they did in Iceland, to hold some kind of a referendum or to?
Yes, there's something you can do about that letter. Call the Pentagon, like I told you, and ask them about the letter.
Yeah, I'm thinking something more aggressive, more like kind of.
Oh no! I'm not going to offer challenges. If they want to sit on their butts and become useless, then we don't need them. That's their choice. Then that means they're all out of work. They're going to have to find something to do. Okay. What I'm saying is that is their choice, and they also they may get to go through some of the nice 2012 stuff that you see in that movie because they didn't help us. So the choice is very simple. Everybody needs to get out there and get her done. Everybody, not just some of us, all of us. It's going to take pretty much the population of the planet to fix it. And The fixing of it is not going to be simple, and it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be a small kind of operation.